joined by Sadhguru right here in Dubai. Sadhguru, welcome and thank you for being here. It was such an enlightening talk. Just to hear you speak and be in the presence of you was phenomenal. How are you?
You tell me, how am I? This is how I am, blissed out.
That's the first thing I said when I saw you. I said, oh my God, he's so chill, and I absolutely love it. I would love to know from you, I mean, there is an Instagram bio that I read, and it says that you are a yogi, you're a mystic, and you're a visionary. But I would love to know from your own words, because these are buzzwords, keywords that people use when they apply for a job or just to quickly describe themselves to someone. But I would love to know from your own words how you feel, what your role is on this earth and how you would like to put yourself out.
Right now, I'm a worm. They have not put that on Instagram?
I don't know if I caught that.
Because I'm saying I'm a worm because I live on this earth. Most people live a high heel life. No, I'm not talking about women's fashion. I mean to say they live high up in their head. In their head, they have cooked up their own world, which is not true. I crawl on this planet and I've been crawling for 6.5 decades. So I know what's happening there. So you can add one more bio, I'm a worm.
A worm, okay. Your social media team needs to change that up, I think. One story you said was absolutely, it gripped me and it's still in my mind. It is the story of the potato farmer. And it is how he was digging for apples and he couldn't find any or as much as he wanted, so he kept digging. And we spoke about how that is human nature. And you can apply that to any…
I didn't say human nature.
No?
I said too many dumb human beings are doing that right now.
Right.
If you're digging for apples in the ground, would you call that your nature or would you call this a stupid act we are doing right now?
So do you believe that is a conditioning in society, and how would you say we go about really changing that?
Very much a very strong conditioning in most societies to be in pursuit of happiness as if it's somewhere else. All human experience comes from within. And if you do not know how to manage the interiority of who you are, see, there are many ways to look at it. One simple way to look at it is, I'm sure you're not a very good cook.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. I won't try you then. But the most complex chemical soup on the planet is your body right now. When I say you, any human being for that matter. This is the most complex and sophisticated chemical soup. If you were a good manager of this soup, or let's say if you were a good chef, you would make this into a blissful soup. Same ingredients of soup making, if you give it to 10 different people, one person makes fantastic soup, another okay soup, another all right soup, another you don't want to put it in your mouth, like you. So, this is just this, all of us have the same ingredients. Will you make it into a blissful soup or a lousy soup? Depends on whether you're a good cook or a lousy cook, isn't it? Why is somebody a lousy cook? Because they never paid attention how this falls together. Because we are replacing attention with information, which is a terrible crime we're committing. Because information will give you a false sense of knowing. It's only with attention you know something. You married?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Would you like attention from your husband or he knows everything about your information from your phone?
Oh, ideally the first.
Attention is important, isn't it? It is. Not information. The same, what is true for you is true for the planet also. It needs attention, not information.
And speaking of that attention, now you spoke about this during your…
We've always referred to the planet as she, as a woman, as a mother. So that's why I'm saying you.
Yeah. I'll take that, I'll take that. When it comes to, you said, you know, really reaching out to the people in power in terms of your Save Soil campaign and, you know, just generally educating the people, I thought about the education system as a whole, and I went through the system, school, high school, college, university. I did what I had to do, I ticked all the boxes, but I have to say, I don't think any of that has helped serve me in my adult life. So…
I escaped the school.
You escaped?
Yeah, I escaped.
Congratulations. You saved a lot of years and a lot of energy. What are your thoughts on the education system and really kind of changing it around to where it actually scopes out and molds individuals into preparing for actual real life situations?
See, we're running education like an industry. So we want to put every child through the same extruder as if they're all products of something. The significance of being human is this, that nature decides only 10% as to who you are. 90% is in your hands. It needs molding, it needs nurturing, it needs cultivation, not extruder system. Everybody goes through the same thing and come out and fall. Because we are doing this kind of education system, because we want to produce cogs for the big machine that we have built in the world, which we call as the economic engine. You just have to fit into that. We don't care whether you're happy or you're crushed.
Yeah, true.
So that has to change means we need to show a whole different level of commitment towards our children. Just bearing them, getting an admission in the school, getting an admission in the university is not going to do that. It needs a whole lot of involvement. Where there is no involvement, there is no need for children, because if you have a child, it's a 20-year project. If you don't have that kind of time and involvement, you shouldn't have one, and there's no problem if you don't have one because you're not an endangered species. If you were a tigress, I would say, please breed. But you're a human being, we're already too many, all right? So, there is no urgency for everybody to reproduce. If you're not able to spend that kind of time and give that kind of involvement, it's best not to go for children. There is no great achievement in biologically delivering a child, because societies have built this up in people's minds, especially for women, they've made them feel like if you don't have a child, you're no good, or something like this. No, I've seen people who have 12 children, they're no good too.
Absolutely. I feel like now that we're on the topic, it's something that after being married for 2 to 3 years, people are now on me saying, baby, come on now, it's time.
Where is the baby, next baby?
Yeah.
They're calling you baby and saying we're the next one.
Yeah.
So that, I would also say that if we were an endangered species, but we are not. We're just too many, we're reaching towards 10 billion in the next 25–30 years' time. So definitely that's not a pleasant place on the planet, 10 billion people. So, when we have taken death into our hands by postponing our death, that life expectancy is being pushed further and further, postponing childbirth also is equally important, and skipping it is also important.
Now what you've done is…
This will get everybody against me.
No, I don't think anything you can say can get anyone against you. You're way too cool.
Already there are issues like this. All the religious groups, irrespective of which religion, everybody's against me because I said I'll institute an award to all those young women who are healthy, who can bear children but they chose not to do it. I'll give them an award because the greatest service you can do to the world right now is that you don't add to the population.
But here's the funny thing, you say that because you have 7.2 million followers on Instagram, but these religions or institutions,
It's 7.9.
Is it 7.9? Oh, I'm so sorry, let's just round it up to 8. Let's round it up to 8. You have such…
They might have added the worm thing also by now, if you don't get it.
If they worked quickly, I hope so. But do you care about what these religions and institutes say about you when you have so many people also believing and hanging on every word you say?
See, I care about every human being because religions and institutions and things are built by us. Life is not made by us. As long as you're alive, I care. Doesn't matter who you are, you can troll me as much as I want. As long as you live joyfully, I'm fine with you.
I like that. Now, lastly, you started, I believe I read, and you can probably correct me, 12 years old, you started yoga, and that is when you kind of started your journey, I guess. But even on this…
No, I started my journey on the day I was born.
True, I guess we all did, didn't we? Yeah, you're right, you're right.
We always think some other incident. No, we were born, that's the most important thing. We're alive, that's the most important thing, because the only real thing that you have with you right now is your life. Everything else is imagination. Once life is taken out of us, Wealth doesn't exist, education doesn't exist, family doesn't exist, institutions do not exist. Hello? Only thing that you have is life. Rest is all too much imagination. So if you simply sit here as a life, everything that you need to know about life, you will know in a moment. But you are sitting here as a psychological case. This is the problem with humanity right now. They do not know how to handle their own cerebral capabilities.
And speaking of capabilities, I feel like, and I hope you will agree with me, that no one ever stops learning. So you are now on this, well, you always have been, I guess, a journey of teaching and educating others on important matters. But I would love to know anything that you may have possibly recently learnt about yourself, about humanity.
I just learned yesterday that never ride in the desert in the month of May.
I could have told you that for free, honestly, if you just called me before.
That is information, by experience is something else.
True. I mean, but the journey that you've reached to so far, anything in the last, from your 100-day journey that now you're reached in Dubai, anything that you've learned potentially about yourself or anything about the people around you?
See, everything that I need to figure out about myself, I did very early on. This is what I'm telling everybody. If you want to know the life that you are, the sooner you do it, the better it is. Otherwise, because most people think spiritual process is after you're 70. Tell me, if you buy a new phone, should you read the user's manual within the first 3 days or after 3 years when you're discarding the phone? When should you read it?
I mean, ideally right at the beginning.
That's what you must do. So I figured it out early. I didn't waste my time learning something else. I figured out the nature of my life, because that's all I know even today. The only thing I know is I know this piece of life from its origin to its ultimate. And when I speak about this piece of life, everybody thinks I'm talking about them, because fortunately everybody's made the same way.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Beautiful. For you.
Because I know only one thing, but they think I know everything. It's a fortune, isn't it?
Yeah. I try to pretend to my husband I know everything, but
That's okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
We get away with it. On that note, I would love to say thank you to you. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you here today. And Save Soil, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Thank you.